Hello lovely people, my name's Andy Woolley, and in this video we're going to round up my affiliate sites for 2021, the December specifically, the last video of the year. So we're going to take stock of the word count, the number of blogs I've done, and also how much money I've earned. So let's jump into it. Let's jump on the other screen. So as you can see, I've got my template here, which is what I normally follow to get the results. First one is obviously in the gardening niche. Now, it's a seasonal site, as I've mentioned before. It deals with one particular product within the garden. So the numbers have been dropping down as I inevitably expect. The last couple of weeks, maybe even the last month and a half, the weather's been atrocious outside. We've had so much rain and wind and a couple of storms. Who's going to be working in the garden? It's only the diehards. So it doesn't surprise me the numbers have dropped down. As you can see, in November I had 442 on the site, and now in December it's 370. It's very minimal by all accounts. But there is some silver lining here, which I'll explain in a minute. So the tasks, I increased another 18,000 words across 13 posts. So I'm just steadily working my way through it now. It's about 160 posts in total, or just thereafter. So I'm going to start now looking at other aspects to start building the site out, and then moving on to earning better money. So the advanced sort of monetization, something that Jimmy talks about from the income school a lot, is you need to build a plethora of information and then move it to a stage where you can start earning a bit more money. So that's really the mindset I'm at the moment. So to compound that, part and parcel of what I've been doing over the last week or so is going in and working with the AAWP, the Amazon affiliate WordPress plugin, to link it up to Amazon, and I've been sprinkling that through a lot of the blogs to ensure that the related products are mentioned or relevant to what's been mentioned within the blog. So it makes, convenient if somebody wants to purchase it. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out over the next couple of months. Everything is a social experiment by all accounts, but it would be nice to pivot from my full-time career to doing affiliate marketing and content creation specifically. But, it's not an immediate, unlike other people that you may watch and liaise with out there, it's not a mad rush for me. If it takes a year, 2 years or longer, so be it. I kind of like what I do in my career as well. So that already said, if you're new to the channel, you may or not already realize I do a 9 to 5, and then all this is done outside of the 9 to 5. Mainly as another source of income to give me a more secure future and a pension, hopefully somewhere down the road, but also to inspire you that it's possible to transition from one position to another. It's just about choosing a good niche and then putting the time and the effort in. Anyway, enough said on that. I can do that in another video. The other things I've done as well is I was refining the setup in Twilio. So whilst it was then forwarding for the numbers, I'm also adding some text facilities in there as well, just to make the arrangement or the relationship that I'm going to have with my contractors, because it is a lead gen site as well, just a bit more amicable, and then I can take stock of everything, and I know, peace of mind, everything's working from an automated point of view as well. I also improved the intent on the homepage by making it very clear that this website is either you want to do it yourself or you want to have a contractor. An either or approach is fine. The website accommodates it and gives the information specific to each wherever you click and go. So I'm trying to make it as black and white as possible. And then I also then was working on my lead gen funnel to make sure that whilst I'm doing it in a small area at the moment, I intend to take this national, but I want to refine the process, develop the relationships with a handful of contractors, and then it's easier then to scale that up rather than start big, have a couple of problems, and then there's too many for me to control. So that's kind of where I've been. I've been pretty busy. Some of the goals, obviously, I mentioned many months ago. Obviously, an informational site with adverts. Yes, I've achieved that. But did I reach my goal of 200 posts by the end of 2021? Ideally doing about 35 per month. Simple answer is no. But I wouldn't say I was far off, but no, I didn't achieve it. Just simply, you've got to set these goals and, try and make them attainable and realistic, which is what I will do now for my 2022. But ultimately, it gives you something to aspire to. So moving on, let's have a look at some of the interactions and that. As you can see from Search Console, in November I had 592 clicks. Obviously it's dropped down in relation to the diminished number of visitors coming on, but this gives me a fair idea of how many people are clicking through and whether the conversions are increasing or decreasing, sorry. As you can clearly see from the slide there, it's all going down as it stands at the moment, but that's a fair indication of it being seasonal. I'm looking forward to when March comes around and hopefully seeing that hockey stick effect of it creeping up. But to what scale? Time will tell, and it'll be interesting to see. Right, so onto the stats and the money. Right, so the domain authority remained exactly the same at 14. The number of posts increased from 152 to 165 posts on there now. So I'm quite pleased with the amount of information on there, which is covering a lot of categories and subcategories. Total word count now is 344,000, which is quite sizable. And when you consider back in April, it was only 14,500 words on there. I've been methodically pushing every single week to do a blog or 2 blogs or 3 blogs and keep going as hard as I can, which has been an ask because in a minute you'll see on the second site I did an awful lot of content there, and no, before anybody comments in the comments below, I did not put a single blog out to a content writer or VA. I wrote every single one myself. That might change in 2022, but I wanted to be as honest as my goals could be at the beginning of 2021 to give you an idea that you can achieve this realistically. So the word count, yep, 344,000, quite chuffed with that. Keywords then, and this is the thing that is the silver lining by all accounts, is sizably going up. So that's now up to 667. First time as well in my template, I did also give you this screen grab, genuine screen grab from SEMrush, dated as today, which is the 30th of December. And you can see 667 keywords, it's gone up by 14%. And traffic then, 1.7 thousand people going on there, that's up by 70%. Purely because now we have a bedrock of information, I can start looking at those silos and seeing where the conversations are actually happening in real time, and then from that I can then decide to bolster them with a bit more content and do some contextual linking or interlinking, as it were, and I use Link Whisper for that. So that is starting to pay good guns, and it's just a case of rinse and repeat though. Get my words out. Sorry. Now it's just a case of rinse and repeat over the next coming months, and hopefully we should break the 1,000 keywords and then just keep steadily climbing, which you can see in the chart there is quite pleasing. Okay, even though we're out of season, you can see if you're writing the right content, people are still engaged with it. It's just they're not acting on it. So that is obviously represented when it comes to the likes of the Amazon. I only simply made £1.91 in commission. I convert everything from dollars to pounds because this is UK based, this particular website. It does pick up just as much traffic in the US, and I might do something with that because I've been conscious over the last couple of months seeing how much is US based, tailoring some of the content in there. When I'm talking garden, I'm also talking yard, so I'm making sure that the right sort of terminology is going in there as well. But you know, for the moment I'm really focused on the UK. As for the visits, as much as I put the Google snippet in there earlier and that gave me 370 from Google Analytics. Realistic, because I'm now on the Ezoic platform, they're much more true when it comes to the metrics and analytics, because obviously they're paying for the ads. So you can see that dropped down from the 846 in November to 658 in December, which seems about right. Earnings then went up ever so slightly to $4.62. Nothing that breaks the bank, but considering that it went from nothing to something, and now, pardon the pun, we've got those shoots in the ground and they're starting to grow, the second year is the year of growth. You know, we've got out of the Google sandbox, we've started to put the bedrock of information in there. I'm seeing a good mix of keywords coming onto page 1 and quite a few in position 1, 2 and 3. So it's a case of give me 6 to 12 months and we should be singing some praises here. So again, trying to be honest and transparent with you. I want to show you how bad it is in some respects from a monetary point of view for the time and the effort that's gone in, but I feel confident and quite, certain that we'll earn the money back. It's a case of doing the due diligence and the investment of being an affiliate marketer. That's the key, is stay the course, keep at it, and you'll see it turn that corner. So yes, I'm happy to see that going up. The other thing that was quite pleasing as well then is the EPMV actually went up slightly as well. So again, bedding in with the likes of Ezoic, it's seeing the stalwart of information that's on the site and then starting to make sure that there's more appropriate adverts going on there and paying better towards it. So yeah, it's still got a long way to go to a decent EPMV, but it's climbing, and that's the positivity from it all. So cumulative value of money earned is nothing to really write home about. It's £29.20, all converted, as I said, from dollars to pounds. But again, everything's moving in the right direction as I planned and had set my goals to it, as it were. So I'm happy it's doing what it's doing. So I'm really looking forward to next year and seeing how much growth it does. March is really, I say March, but March is the beginning of the season for this particular thing in the garden. So March and April should be the best months, hopefully, going forward. Fingers crossed. Anyway, I'll record it to see what the outcome is regardless. So that's the first site. My second one then is in the health niche. It is a Your Money Your Life website, so it does require a lot of factual information to go in there, and that is a challenge. I'm not going to lie, it's a broad category that requires probably just shy of about 50 subcategories underneath it. So there's a lot of content or a lot of individual silos to write and then to fulfill it. So this one, when I did my initial research, I knew it was probably going to be 3 to 4 years to really get a solid market share on it, because I'm up against some big websites out there that have a lot more authority. But it's a slow burner. I'm not looking to make a quick win. As I said, I've got a career that earns me good money. This is outside of it. This is, to a certain extent, I play at it, but I also want to earn a decent income from it and then transition with my time, because this is much more a passive income once you get it right. So that's what I'm doing anyway. So yes, let's have a look at it. So it's heartening to see there's a lot more positivity in this site, purely because it's all year round, it's relevant. November was 199 users. That doubled, literally doubled to exactly a double in December to 398 from Google Analytics. The tasks then, you can see I put a bit more time and effort in this one than I did in the first site. So I did 42,000 keywords here, spread across 31 posts. I also then, for the first time, switched on Ezoic to see what a difference that would make, because I felt that I'm still about 3/4 way through of filling out all those subcategories to make sure there's enough to cover them. So I've still got a long way to go there, but I thought it's the right time. Switch on the ads and let's start seeing a little bit of revenue coming in, and then we just keep plugging away at it. And I also started filling out a lot of other affiliate programs. Whilst I do like Amazon, and I've done that for the gardening niche one, and I've used the AAWP, I'm more conscious in this one to have a blended mix of affiliate programs. So, and the right and the reason is Amazon will not pay anywhere near what the other affiliate programs do out there. Some of them paying anywhere between 20 and 40%. That's a big difference. So therefore, the way I steer the content will be down to whichever affiliate programs I buy into. And I believe in, at the end of the day, I've got to, because it's a very specific health niche, and people aren't going to believe you unless you give them facts and figures. So all to be discovered, but that's the fun of every single affiliate site. So my goals, obviously, for 2021, did I achieve them? Informational site with ads, yes, only in December though. And then 200 posts by the end of 2020, no. But I didn't come far short when you consider this is only in its 6th month, having come out of the Google sandbox. So you know, for me, I'm quite chuffed how quickly it's picking up pace. Let's move on. Let's have a look at some of the statistics. So Search Console doesn't really paint much of a picture there. It says there were 5 visitors in November and then 4 clicks in December. So I'm really not bothered. I've just put it there for clarity, and then it'll be nice to see this in 6 and 12 months' time. Look back and then think, okay, it was good to keep a record of it. So into the money shot, by all accounts, the statistics. So you can see here the authority score, the domain authority, stayed exactly the same on 11. The post jumped up from 131 to 162, and the word count also jumped up from 175,000 to 217. Keywords then just modestly jumped up from 44 to 50, but as I said, it's 6 months. You know, a lot of the content is still being indexed. It hasn't really had the time to rank, but I'm pleased with the way it's slowly moving forward. So it's a case of the next 3 to 6 months are really where I'm going to see that growth in it. As for the money, it's nothing to write home about. Ezoic's probably the most interesting part. You can see the visits went from 23 to 587. We're starting to rank for 1 or 2 keywords in specific areas, and that has had a direct knock-on effect to new visitors to the site. So it does work. Write good content, do your research, and then make sure it's better than something that's already out there, and you will draw the audience in. So all I've got to do is rinse and repeat and scale it for this particular site. From the earnings, then you can see I earned $7.56 with an EPMV of $12.88. So I'm quite pleased with that. It's not a bad starting point, but I do honestly believe that that will rise considerably depending on the particular products that I'm selling through this health niche. So the cumulative value is nothing to write home about either. It's only £5.74. Converted it to British pounds because collectively I have 7 sites, but there's only 2 I'm actively working on to a reasonable degree. The others are being part and seasoned, so they become aged domains, and then I'm slowly pumping a little bit of content on them, but nothing really to write home about. So again, just for transparency, I've put the chart here as well, so you can see as of today, the 30th of December, 50 keywords, traffic's nothing, but time will tell. Let's hope it's all moving in the right direction. If nothing, this one, unlike the gardening niche, which is ads, affiliate program, and lead gen, this is simply going to be ads and affiliate program. So it's going to be 2 sources of income, and we'll see whatever else happens down the road. So that's it for December. If you've got any questions you'd like to ask me, please do reach out, leave them below. I do read them all and I come back to you and comment. Likewise, if you want to like the video and share and subscribe if you're brand new to this as well. I'm going to produce a lot more content now going forward that I've been sitting down purposely to make sure I have more time to do this. Now I've got a format that's sort of working. It's just a case of that affords me more time to do bits and pieces. Anyway, that's me whittling. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Look forward to any comments you've got. Likewise, I'll see you in the new year. Thank you.